Turn those up. Go ahead and talk.
Hello, 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 everybody. Welcome in to the stream. Oh my God. Shout out to super producer Eric. We're here, another final table. It's March, the Next Gen Meetup Game Tournament, and this one broke 200 entrants for the third consecutive time. I'm joined by my colleague Jack in the booth. And for the third straight time, guys, we are not at the final table.
Yo, yo, yo.
A little upsetting.
What's cracking, Rosey? How we doing?
Good, Jack. I'm just telling them how we didn't make the final table again. But Jack, do you want to tell them how you did?
Sure. I cashed out in, I think, 17th place out of 200, which is pretty solid. Had like pretty much a min cash, so nothing too exciting. Actually, one of the guys on this table busted me out, so I'm rooting for him so I can say I lost to the winner. You know what I mean?
And who is that, Jack? Just so
I don't know his name, but he's the bald guy in seat 2.
Oh my God! And I don't know if you remember him, but he's been a character in a past Next Gen vlog.
Yeah, where you had Pocket Jacks.
Where I had Pocket Jacks, and I hero called him. So that guy, yeah, he is.
He's got some good speech play.
He's got some speech plays. Put us in some spots. We'll see if any other fan favorites develop. Shout out to everyone in the chat. What's up, Alice? How is everybody? Captain Underpairs. Oh my God, we got the homies in the chat.
Oh, we got all the homies in the chat. Everyone hop in, say what's up. Share this with your friends. Let's get this stream bumping. We've got a juicy.
How do I get us
right
away
now.
so they can see? I think it's clicking something.
Yeah, so it's gonna be just clicking that. All right. And
nice.
Here we are into the action, and let's take a look. Let's see if we can.
Jiggity's off the rip. We see a limp from the hijack cruise, and it looks like we have an open from the small blind and a jumper. Okay, the graphics are a little
we're just gonna take the
delayed, but
looks like Poncho's got one big blind, so he's all in. That's what King was talking about.
That's the jumper. I was like, why would 6 deuce go all in?
He's only got one big blind, and Jason's got the jacks against him. Have him drawn pretty slim. Let us know how that table audio sounds for you guys. If it's too loud, too quiet, let us know how that's sounding on your guys' end.
As we are off to a run out, which comes King 5 deuce. 6 deuce is not dead.
Oh, baby.
Still not dead. A 6 or a deuce. No dice.
No dice. And there we have it. First knockout. Poncho, thank you for coming. You played great. And Poncho is going to end the stream in 9th place.
Yes. Prize pool of $20,224. Another 20K day for the Next Gen Meetup Game Tourney.
It's pretty sweet. What do you think about that? Buying in for $130. Opportunity to win over $5,000 for just a couple hours of work.
Yeah, no, it's awesome. The structure's great. Everyone seems to have a great time. The cash games running during and after the tournament are great as well. I busted 2 bullets because tournaments are not my forte just yet, but made it all back in cash before hopping in the booth. So vibes are good in my end. Jack cashed the tourney. How'd you do in cash?
I made like $200.
See?
Probably all from that 4-3 hand.
A good day at the office here at Poker House Dallas, guys.
Feel free to ask us some questions in the chat. Yeah, stay active in the chat. Keep us occupied here while we're seeing who will be battled down to the final players in the Next Gen Meetup Game Tournament.
Yep.
Currently, we got 8 players left. Already had our first bust out, and we'll see how it goes from there.
Yes, sir. Turned up the table audio a little bit for you guys. Let me know if that's nice.
Rena says she played today at Poker House Dallas. In for 320. What were you out for, Rena?
That's the $1 million question.
Out for 493. There we go.
That is more than 320.
That's all that matters.
That's literally all that matters. It looks like we've got some middling stack sizes here as I look at the big blinds. A lot of people in the teens. Clinton with 4 in the cutoff and goes for just the limp. I think I'm ripping it in there in the cutoff if I'm Clinton, but we get the same result versus Aggie Chris.
Oh, wow. And Clinton Uribe is going to make the call with ace-7 of spades in the cutoff. He only had a couple big blinds left, about 4 or 5 big blinds, so.
And here we go. There are chop opportunities here.
Oh, and ace-9's going to take it.
And
Just
there
like
goes
that.
another one.
Yeah.
And just like that, we're down to 7.
Wow. Fast tournament, fast action moving. And that was Aggie Chris who just stacked him.
Yep.
That's the same guy who stacked me, actually. Aggie Chris, he really has been running good today, playing good as well, pretty aggressive. I'm excited to see how he plays. What he was doing at my table was opening to like ridiculously big sizes compared to everyone else. Most people like min clicking or maybe a little bit more. He was going like 3, sometimes 4x, and really pushing people around as a big stack. I thought he was playing pretty good.
Now, yeah, that's something we do in our cash game play, is opening more than the standard, what the book says, the 3x, GTO. Yeah, we pump it up. Tournament, I guess, it worked for him today, too.
Yeah, I mean, stealing the blinds is so valuable at some points in the tournament, and stealing those chips and putting other players' stacks at risk when you have a big stack. So raising bigger just gives him so much more fold equity against those small stacks.
100%.
Don't want to complete in the big blind for like such a large portion of their stack, you know?
Yep. Oh, I see Jake, I believe in the 5 seat, was at my original starting table.
Okay, cool.
So I think I might be rooting for him today.
Cruz was at my first table, actually.
Nice.
And he wakes up with a pretty solid hand. He's got ace-queen suited.
And he's got 20 bigs and just limps, which I probably would go for the raise here. We see Hector over limping in the hijack off 9 bigs. Let's see what develops.
It's interesting to see just how differently players seem to play when the final table comes into play.
That's
and these
very
big
true.
jumps open.
But see, now what happens is we let the small blind and big blind hop in here, and let's see this flop. Cruz luckily still flopping best.
And he's going to lead out here with this top pair. No one else has too much of anything, so I don't know if he's going to get any action here.
Yep, he goes for a small bet, which I like. Very dry board. But no one's got anything, so Cruz takes it down. I wonder if we can get the chip stacks up.
Yeah,
by any chance?
I think we're going to figure that out. So
Okay.
let's see.
I don't know. Yeah, we're going to look into getting these payouts for you guys. I do know that first place is in the realm of 5,000 and change. And here we see Aggie Chris waking up with a nice one on the button. It's folded to him, and I believe he's going to be aggressive. We talked about him raising before, and here he is, Jack, like you said. Going for a 4x open on the button. Definitely above the standard of min opening at this stage in the tournament. I'm actually interested to see how that strategy works out for him, because I personally like big opens. I don't need people getting in there for cheap with bad hands.
I agree. I like to do it as well, and here we go. Let's take a look at the payouts
Awesome.
right now. So for
Shout out to
first
Eric.
place, shout out to Eric. For first place, we've got over $5,000, $5,300 just from a $130 investment. Pretty crazy.
You build an entire 1-2 bankroll if you come bank this tournament. Like, that's just insane.
Pretty sweet. And then we'll take a look real quick at some of the stack sizes just to show you guys. We've got Aggie Chris with 30 big blinds, Cy with 27, all the way down to Hector with 8 big blinds. So we've got some stacks here. Hopefully we'll get to see a little bit of post-flop.
No, yeah, this actually, I believe, is the deepest final table we've seen of the 3 we've done. So I'm excited to hopefully see some post-flop play and some more strategic moves rather than just like going all in or folding.
I'm excited to see how B plays too, because I've played at his table at the end and he was playing crazy. So it's cool to see he made it all the way, but he was playing like some crazy hands pre-flop going for some large sizes too. So he was definitely fun to be around, and he ran it up. Yeah, Frankie is not here right now. He's actually dropping off our good friend Kitty at her Airbnb. He is on his way back. I think he ran into some traffic or something.
Yeah.
So he'll be here soon.
Frankie, along with me, did not cash this tournament. Kitty did. Kitty, I believe, made quite a run. Obviously not at the final table, but Kitty and Jack pulling in some cashes today.
Oh, yeah. I think she got 10th place, so she might have been the final table bubble.
Oh, wow.
Pretty crazy.
You hate to see it.
Mm-hmm.
All right, here we go. Aggie Chris, another big open, Jack. You see that 130K. That is over 4x open at the final table off 27 bigs. You don't see that in the books.
And look at that. No one even thinks about it much. I mean, Cruz is going to... No one really had much, but then again, they're also just giving up their big blind, you know. No one likes to do so. So when you give them a really bad price, they're kind of more chill with just giving it up, if that makes sense. But if min click, they want to look for excuses to defend.
But then part of me thinks, if we min click it and we get the big blind to defend with garbage, and then we get to play the hand in position with the betting lead, I don't mind that either.
Neither of those situations are horrible or bad. It's just about which one you think is better at different stages in the tournament. Right now, the blinds are so important. I think that just automatically scooping in 2.5 big blinds is huge, especially when you're taking 2 big blinds off an 8 big blind stack. So like Cruz just lost 25% of his stack.
That's a really good point. And it sucks to just get jammed on. But if you min open and get jammed on, it's easier to fold.
And look who wants to join us right here. Our third member, Mr. Frankster, has entered the booth.
All right. We see Cruz with, I believe, ace, queen of clubs again. And we get some blind versus blind action here. Frankie, welcome to the booth.
Thank you, Rosey. Excited to be here. Glad another really successful Next Gen Meetup game tournament is almost in the books. We got a final table here. I recognize a lot of these players. Have you guys played with any of these guys? Anyone on the hot list?
Yeah, and as we see this flop here first.
Juicy flop for ace queen of clubs.
We're off to a roller coaster.
Boom, there's the ace.
He had like every out in the deck.
No help for fours, and fours was at risk, so it looks like we're going to have one more player eliminated. Was 7 players, and now we're already down to 6, Frankie. It's been really fast. We've only been in the booth about 15 minutes.
Yeah.
And already 3 eliminations.
Left to get some food, and the last 20 players before the final 9 went so quickly. It's a hyper turbo, so it's actually a really nice value tournament just to come in at 2 p.m., 3 p.m., even 4 p.m. is in the last second you can register, and you can win $5,000 in 5 hours. That is pretty dang cool, and something that I would say is impossible at the 1-2 table, but the Poker House 1-2 is a different level.
Yeah, I
was gonna say 5,000 might be it.
Yeah, I was telling him, Frankie, I made my 2 bullets back and then some in the period in between.
Nice.
Yeah,
good stuff.
Just a little 1-2 grind. Got a couple TikToks out of it too, which will be fun.
Tell me how you guys deal with this. So I was playing 1-3, and it was just one of those. You guys know, I mean, I'm not a nit. I play hands and I bluff. Like, it's not like I'm only playing the nuts here, but it's just like card distribution, not really getting that many cards. And my table image was so tight. When I raised, everyone's like, oh. Like, literally, like, they're all freaking out. And they're like, you haven't played a hand in 2 hours. What's the adjustment you make? Do you loosen up, or do you still play in your game? Do you try to bluff more because I think you're tight? Or you just play the same way?
I'll take a stab at it first, Jack.
I think I know exactly what you're going to say, and I'm going to agree with you probably.
My immediate inclination is just you keep playing your game. You don't need to make any crazy adjustments. I think maybe a little tweak here or there if you have cultivated an image. But they're going to call with the same hands they're going to call with when you finally open after 2 hours, if that's the case. They're not going to fold everything just because you just opened. So I wouldn't adjust. I'd play your game. We know it's a winning game, and so that's what I would do.
Okay.
Yeah. I would say that, especially being next-gen members, also being known as being a tighter player, a lot of players who like to gamble when they see a perceivably tight player open, I feel like they are actually more inclined to want to play with you because they want to crack whatever really strong hand you have. They think you have some sort of monster, and they think if I can flop 2 pair against this guy, I might be able to get all his chips. So let's go for it here with like the 9-10 offsuit or something like that.
As we see Sai,
We got some big hands in the first 2 positions.
our first monster of the final table.
I like the decision to just raise it here.
He raises pretty big, it looks like.
That's
130K, again over 3x.
Yeah.
It feels
Does
big.
it let B off the hook?
Good question.
Good fold.
Wow, I'm never folding that.
Wow, that's a great fold.
fold.
Especially 6-handed.
So,
Oh, that's crazy.
oh,
That's crazy.
we know he's
Wow.
not folding.
No, we're
We
about
know
to
he's
dance.
not folding.
Let's get some table audio for
Side
this.
snaps.
B wants to tell everyone he folded the monster. Good fold from B.
Although I really like the fold, I don't like that comment. Being in Jason's position a lot with the worst hand, you don't want to hear that one of your outs is dead.
Yeah.
Can we get some diamonds? I see one. Queen of diamonds. A jack on the diamonds would be a
Jack of
juicy
diamonds
turn
turn.
card. Okay,
All right,
he's drawing
he's gonna
to
need
2
two
outs.
aces.
2 outs. The bird. No. Sai is going to hold here. Jason B, good play.
And
is
another one
eliminated.
is
Sai's just picking up
out.
monster stacks.
Can we
So
check out the payouts,
Yeah,
Jack?
so we see 6 people are left. Let's open up the payouts here, and 5 people now remain.
And we're into the
5,300 for first.
quadruple digit payouts now,
Nice.
guys.
Yes.
Congratulations to Jason. Bought in for $130 and he cashed out for $1,000. He was at my table playing very well. So nice to see that he got a nice cash out. And these 5 players are going to get even better of a cash out. One of them winning 53.03. Have we talked about chops yet?
We have not talked about chops yet. I almost didn't. I wanted to just see and just. We
Don't
said
use the C word.
I was thinking of Jenks.
now that the C word is out and about, we're hoping that these guys just play till the end. DFS Brett's in the chat. What's up, DFS? Yeah. We're hoping for no chops, guys. We do encourage it. We want blood. We want a winner. Because when we finally get that next gen trophy, it needs to go to someone.
I know. We see Sai with just a monster stack. He just crossed 1 million chips with that. I think he's the first player probably in the entire tournament right now to reach 1 million chips. See if anyone else gets that mark. I know Aggie Chris is pretty close. So Aggie Chris was actually the guy who busted me, Frank.
Okay,
So-
Chris is an active player from what
Here
I've
he
seen.
goes with
Yeah,
the big
very
open.
active.
And Sai.
Sai wants to battle.
No fear.
He knows that he's a big stack, has position against Chris, and so Chris being the second big stack isn't going to want to get 2 out of line against him.
Bang, two.
Just flop best, dude.
Just flop a deuce. And when you're Sai, there's no fear. Oh, wow, that's a big bet.
That's a big bet. And Sai might
I just
be thinking,
don't see Sai folding a pair here. I mean, it's tough. I mean, yeah, okay. Good. I mean, good aggression from Chris. He flopped the gut shot straight draw. I really like to continue on a king high board. Decides to go for a 2/3 sizing, which allows the 2 to make a fold here. I think if he went smaller, that we will see Sai make the call there. So,
yeah. And I think
genuinely, I don't understand small blind versus big blind, but intuitively, I would go smaller on a king high board.
And intuitively, I'd let go of the 6 deuce offsuit pre-flop.
Yes.
Because there's a spot where we did flop a pair, we flopped best, and we're still getting blown off of it. So it's like,
Yeah, I mean, best case you flop 2 pair of trips. I mean, you're never really happy with just a 6 or 2.
yep.
And Cruz wakes up. He's got a stack. He's got 6-5 suited in the cutoff and decides to let it go.
Nice to see Jake still in the tournament. Saw him earlier. Chris picks up a very pretty hand. My favorite, Jack 10 of spades on the button with 27 bigs. He's at over 1.1 million now. Got to be a good
And
feeling.
he just limps, which for someone that's been raising every time he's been getting involved,
No, not my favorite hand.
and this is now going to potentially cause him to get blown off of
No,
the best hand.
no. Yeah, I know Chris. Chris actually has one of my favorite vlog moments of all time. We played a really big pot. I played a big pot against kings, and Rosey avenged me in a really sweet spot.
Yeah.
I think with pocket jellos.
I had pocket
We were
jello.
just
Yes.
talking about this actually.
Yeah,
Nice.
and the story is that Chris called my hand out of thin air in the middle of the hand and then proceeded to try to bluff me off of it. We sniffed it out, avenged Frankie, and now Chris is in a spot here.
Chris, you took my money 2 years ago. You cracked my kings. Oh, no, your kings beat me. Whatever it was, just do the Jack 10 spades justice. Yes, we see a call.
And like I told you before, Rosie, I mentioned this, that B was getting out of line at my table quite a bit. So we'll see what he decides to do here with the Jack 4.
Yeah,
if he's going to
Jack
stack
4.
off with it.
Yeah, I mean,
He doesn't have much chips left, right? What, he's got 290K into 430?
Yeah. And he's going with
And
it.
look at that,
Savage.
it's going to work.
He folds.
oh,
He shows.
B just feels like the man.
The power of aggression,
B
ladies and
feels
gentlemen.
like the man. For it to just
So he did tell me that he was always playing Jack 4. He played Jack 4 on my table every time he got it. So it's funny that he just risked his stack with it because he was telling me at my table that he's never folding the Jack 4 offsuit or suited preflop ever.
Fun fact: I busted the tournament against 10-4 offsuit.
Oh.
So
Slightly worse
slightly.
than Jack 4? Yeah.
Yeah. No. You're right. It just feels gross.
I would say it is slightly worse than Jack 4.
Yeah. I don't know. It feels way worse to me because Jack 4 is the nuts.
Yeah, that's a good point.
I'm a big Cruz fan as well. I got a lot of favorites here. I don't know. I'm a big fan of anyone that comes out for a next gen poker meetup game tournament.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, baby.
Again, interesting. We see Sai just limping on the button. Interesting he's not using his big stack to kind of push the other players around a little bit there. I think he probably could have stolen that one.
Yep.
Sai goes for a limp on the button.
What do I know? He flops best.
Wow, this is a huge flop.
Yeah, it is.
This is a monster flop. Is Jason going to lead out here with his open-ended straight draw?
Yeah.
But he's actually in the worst shape. As Sai has 2 pair, B has a pair and a straight draw. I don't think B is folding this hand.
I don't know. This might let him off the hook here. He knows at this point there's no way he's good. He's pretty much just calling to hope to hit a straight
He's
or
counting his chips out.
maybe 3 of a
He
kind.
does have a big stack now, 680,000.
Yeah.
This is a big spot. See, if Sai just raises, and he probably would have just taken this down.
Yeah.
And now we're in a
Dream
poker spot.
Yeah. I think B knows it's got. Oh, he calls. Interesting.
Yeah.
And what's tricky for Jake now is he's risked almost like a huge portion of his stack too. So like he's like, you see him there, just lift his hand up like, oh, what am I supposed to do at this point?
Yeah, I mean, the unfortunate thing for him is even if he does hit his straight, he's just going to be chopping this pot. So Jake is 12%. He's hoping for runner queens.
You know what could happen though is that the turn bricks off, side jams, B folds, Jake hits a straight on the river and wins it all.
What was that?
I followed.
If the turn bricks, B checks, side jams.
Oh.
He's not folding now, Jello. He's not folding
Sai
now.
does have a diamond in his hand, ladies and gentlemen.
Oh,
He just
Sai.
leads out.
So Sai's got the boat outs and the flush outs.
Oh, this is gross for Sai. He actually has a ton of equity. He has
gotta
that
call.
straight flush draw. Look at his face. That's how I feel. Wow.
It sucks, but I think you just have to call.
I mean, this is...
Except
You could
B
be
could
dead.
just have a flush.
Yeah, you could be dead.
Yeah, I don't think
Yeah.
you have to.
I mean, not dead. You're never dead.
This
but
is like the worst
Guess I'm-
turn
yeah.
card ever.
this is the nut low turn card.
You've got straight flush outs.
Oh, he calls.
Oh.
We've got 2 people with the straight.
And they've all got a show.
I'm sorry, but I want to see the 7 of diamonds so bad.
The 7 of diamonds
7
would be
of diamonds
dirty.
would be the juiciest current river card. Juicy, Jello, juicy.
Juicy.
Gimme. 7. I like Jake. I like Sai. Let's see who's going to win this one. Actually. Nope. 3 bricks out, and we have a really big pot being chopped up by B and Jake.
Well, that's a huge shift right there. If we take a look,
Definitely.
I think the stacks are going to have to reset here. But B just picked up a massive pot, and I'll bet they were sweating a bit there.
Poker is such a tough game because Sai was just one better turn card away from winning a massive pot and potentially like just going on to win this tournament.
Mm-hmm.
Just, man, tournaments are brutal.
Yeah, I mean, he goes from one
Look
of
how
the
many chips are in the middle.
Yeah. He goes from massive, like, he was top 3 chip leader, and the other 2 were major short stacks, and now he's right in there with the other short stacks.
Yeah, he's distributed it to both players.
Mm-hmm. That's the worst, too, giving it to the short stack.
And let's see how he holds himself up after that tough loss.
Yeah, hopefully he stays sharp. In tournaments, you got to stay sharp. All it takes is one little mistake, one little emotional decision. Your entire stack can be gone.
Yeah, I might have made a mistake on my first bullet. It was an early position open, and I had pocket sevens and the hijack.
Mm-hmm.
And the guy, I think that usually when a guy raises jack seven suited from early position, I just don't think that they're respecting the early position ranges. So when he raised, I thought I could pretty easily jam sevens, get it through.
Mm-hmm.
And in this hand, with my pocket sevens, it went jam, call, ace king folded. So it was aces versus ace king versus sevens, and we lost.
Wow.
Dream spot for aces.
Yeah, he's got to be feeling good when you jam after he had aces.
Oh, and Jake has a big hand. I think it's gonna go raise jam. What's with these 3x sizes?
Yeah, they're going big.
Wow.
Oh, and just a raise.
He min clicks it.
I think Cruz is gonna jam now.
I think he's just going to call.
Wow, big hands. How do you cold call 3-bet, though?
Yeah, I don't know. I'm just guessing.
Jack, no.
Oh.
Wow. Giving
Wow.
Jake a ton of respect.
Yeah, so he folded to a min click.
I mean, ICM is in the play.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
Now, I'm not saying I understand anything about.
I just know it's a word.
Size
It's an acronym.
Size just a massive short. He's a short stack now. And I think that Chris maybe is like, I want to bubble pay jump a little bit, see if Sai can bust in the next few rotations, because he only has a couple big blinds left. So looks like he's going to have to get it in soon. I'm shocked he folded the ace queen suited, though, too.
Mm-hmm.
I feel like that's kind of a dream spot to get it in. Button open, small blind, min click, but...
My opinion on him, I would have never thought he folded ace queen suited.
Mm-hmm. We see another limp. People are just limping a lot on the button.
Yeah, I never do that. I don't think I've ever, it's just not something. Now, I know when you're 3-4 handed, there is some button limping incorporated in strategy, and I know this because I've seen it. I don't actually understand it, so I don't know what the theory is behind that. I understand that you want to see some flops in position. That makes sense to me. But I also want to take down just the garbage hands that the small blind and big blind have.
When you limp, you can't win the hand right there.
Exactly.
Yeah. I think it also allows you to not get blown off of your equity all the time. Like if you open king 8 offsuit and someone 3-bets you.
This is a huge flop for Chris.
You like to open king 8 offsuit, don't you?
On the button, yeah.
Yeah.
You don't?
Hijack?
You love king 8 offsuit under the gun.
Low jack?
No.
Do you want to tell them what you opened in our 1-2 cash game today?
Yeah, I think I was under the gun.
Guys.
4-3.
Wait, what? What did Jack open?
4-3.
4-3 offsuit.
No, you didn't.
Mhm.
I don't believe that.
Swear to God.
Rosie, you're lying to me. Look me in the face.
I am looking at you.
4-3 offsuit. Jack raised that from early position.
Made that.
There was a button
25.
straddle. He opened to 25. Got 3 callers. Me, one of them. Flop was ace 6-6.
He did not see bet.
Oh, he see bet.
C-bet? Oh my
He see bet into. He see bet 4 ways. I don't want to put you on blast, Jack.
my God.
I don't need to be on blast.
Oh my God.
I'm
I'm out of my chair right now. I'm out of my chair right now, guys.
Hey, at the end of the hand, Jack
am-
was the one ranking in the chips.
I went runner under
The turn was a 5, which made him open-ended.
No, you got called?
I bombed the turn.
And
You bumped
double
turn?
barreled the turn and got there on the river.
You got called again.
River
then you got
7, I
there.
jam. He calls with ace 10.
That is disgusting. That is disgusting. That is absolutely disgusting.
They
was
call him cash
awesome.
money for a reason.
Yeah.
What? I mean,
I was just feeling it,
I don't
dude.
mean to.
You got to just use intuition. That's all poker is.
Man,
I just was going with my gut, dude.
I'm gonna call your roommates on that one and ask them if they put anything in your breakfast this morning, because that right there is loco. that is. I mean, my table was juicy. I don't think anyone was doing that. I saw someone raise 9-7 offsuit from under the gun, and I'm like, wow, this guy's playing real loose. If I saw you raise 4-3 offsuit, like, I'm not giving you credit for the next month.
Which is what he wants.
Awesome.
Which
Yeah,
is what he
that's
wants.
awesome.
You know, you
I need
got
to start doing that because,
Yeah.
like, if someone shows down, like, one hand, I was playing 2-5 earlier this week. This guy came in, and, you know, I think appearance has a lot to do with what you think about them, but the next thing he did was he's like, 25 blind, his first hand. He comes in, he's like, 25 blind, and, like, okay, now I think he's an action player, like, looking to get in the mix. And
It's a cheap way to do it, too.
It is a cheap way. It's $25 to establish a super loose image.
Yeah.
And get you paid off in a potentially $1,000 pot, $2,000 pot, $25 investment.
No, I think that's a really good point. And I think, you know, had we had stayed at that table for longer, obviously we had to hop in the booth, but Jack did have that image, and I think he would have used it to his advantage.
Well, what was funny was that guy, after one of the other guys in the hand who folded, was like, oh, I knew you were full of it the whole time. Like, I would have called you down the whole way. And I was like, what'd you have? He's like, pocket nines. And so it's just nice to hear that second pair on that board is just calling all three streets on ace high board to me now because he thinks I'm crazy.
Okay, so tell me what went through your head on when you saw that ace 6-6 board that thought you could see bet into 4 people.
Oh, I just wanted to show it so bad.
Yeah.
That's all I wanted.
That makes sense.
That's all I wanted.
That does make sense.
We're at a turn here. We don't have any pairs.
Looks
that I
like
can see.
Jake's getting after it a little bit now. Here he goes bluffing with the best hand, turns out to be, but he also just won the last pot, and he limped under the gun in that hand. So
Yeah, since we've gotten 5-handed, we've seen a lot of chips going back and forth, and I think Jake is absolutely one of those players who's not scared to mix in some bluffs, mix in some aggression. And what I've noticed in these final tables is people tend to play more passive than they should. So when people play a little bit more aggressive, it usually is a winning strategy. And I understand why you're playing tighter. I mean, with only 5 places left, 5 people between you and $5,000.
People want to be very sure what they have before they put their money in.
I was so sure we were going to see either Jello or Kitty on the final table.
What? Cruz?
No.
Oh, whoa.
No.
Cruz is playing tight.
No.
Look at that.
He's
What
got
a fold.
X-ray vision.
What?
That's
Yeah.
what it is. He's just a genius.
And Sai is going 3x with 8-5 of clubs. B is going to be ripping it all in.
And Sai is doing this with a 8 big blind stack to start the hand.
That looks super strong. And
So B does not put them all in.
I don't like what's going on.
Yeah, definitely. Hey, but we're not the ones at the final table, so I guess.
I mean, I feel gross about what I'm watching.
So we are gonna see. Oh no, B does flop best.
That's a beautiful flop for B, and Sai's actually probably going to go with it.
Oh, wow. I'm
Because
surprised.
he has a gut shot.
I know, and the back door. Yeah.
Maybe we like our backdoors more than other players do.
Yeah, I thought
I'm usually pretty
If we were
desperate.
there with Sai, like we can rep that. Like we got back.
Oh, I'm repping. Wow, good.
Yeah, Sai's just like, all right, buddy. You
I
probably
mean,
got it.
yeah. I mean, Sai just sees that ace high board, and he's just like, dang it.
Yep.
Yeah. I would have been tempted to see bet there. Probably just rip it, honestly.
I want to get back to that 4-3 offsuit. Okay, like, but when you peeled the cards, like, first thought.
First thought is, I'm raising this hand, no matter what.
But
when I look down,
have you ever
before I even look at the hand?
But like, you know how like you see like some.
Well, you know why? Because Rosey was in the big blind. Or where were you?
Fish in the big blind.
I was in the big blind.
You do raise wider with fish in the big blind.
Yeah, I mean it's just $2 of dead money
that
out
had
there.
to be the first time you ever raised 4-3 off in your life.
Nah,
No,
no chance.
no. I mean, there's some hands that I just haven't even.
Dude, I don't know. I like to be aggressive at the 1-2 tables.
Now, when I'm small blind versus big blind in a tournament,
I did rip 4-3 offsuit in the tournament today. Small blind versus big blind. The guy had about 10 big blinds, and I was big stacked.
That makes sense because you can just apply a lot of pressure. In a deep stack cash game, that doesn't apply.
That part doesn't apply, but the ability to maneuver.
What
Applies
about
more.
what about what about out of position 4 ways do you feel, quote unquote, the ability to maneuver?
Well, as you see there, I maneuvered into a straight.
Cash money Jello, everybody.
Oh, there we go.
Oh my
Size
god, he
all
did that
in
blind. He did that blind.
No way.
Okay.
And he has a king.
Okay, I want to talk about this real quick. He jammed blind. King goes, all in blind, everybody. I
don't think
you should say that.
I think he might have said it out loud sided.
No, I think he did too. But I think everyone needs to be paying attention.
Sure.
So I just don't think that the dealer should tell people that he did something blind, just because I want that advantage as the player paying attention versus the player not paying attention.
I think that's a reasonable request.
Oh, he has him dominated.
Oh, boy.
Yeah, I don't know what I mean, Jack 4, I guess. Is that ahead of most hands?
No.
Range is 100%?
No,
Behind,
Queen
on
7's
average,
Queen 7's the absolute middle hand. But it's only 3 big blinds, and I think Chris is definitely considering his pot odds when he's.
Yeah, I mean, there's ICM too.
Oh,
And look at that.
Look at that. I mean,
When
just
you're
think of
running
that.
the way Chris runs, bang.
I want to say king.
Chris was calling
Chris
for it.
called the king.
What a little needle.
The king
He's
did
like-
not come. I call that the reverse jinx.
Yeah, he's calling for himself to be beat.
Now I know it's only 3 big blinds, but jamming blind final 5 of a tournament after playing for like 5-6 hours.
I think it's because he had 3 big blinds left and the big blinds next to come.
I agree.
But he should have just sat there, pretended like he looked at his hand, and then went all in. It looks
The
way
added
stronger.
fold equity you get from that.
Yes.
Like if Chris folds the Jack 4
But
there,
he loves
Which he
his
normally
Jack four
would.
calls.
big win. You like double your
Huge.
stack.
You double your stack. It's
Yeah.
the nuts if they fold. Mm-hmm. And you actually do have good fold equity with the 3 big blind jam. I mean, 5-4 handed, it's like
Yeah.
just like a raise has a lot of fold equity anyway.
And so I'm assuming that's kind of what Cruz was thinking when he was folding it pretty tightly, because he's sitting there knowing that Sai is one of the shorter stacks. I think he was waiting for him to bust out before he...
Yeah, and Sai was definitely showing the propensity to push his stack in the middle. So Cruz might have suspected that and tightened up a little bit.
And as you guys can see here, the blinds just jumped up huge. Actually, a 50% increase. It went from 20K, 40K to now 30K, 60K.
And B has got the Cowboys.
Wow.
Cruz will quickly fold. I guess he's only 6 bigs.
Yeah, he's pretty short. Not a fun spot to be in.
No, it's not.
I think you still got to fold.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, Final 4, you probably don't do anything quick in this game. But, yeah, he's going to let it go. It's a tough spot. It's just a little frustrating for him. He opens Jack 10, a very playable hand on the button, And actually, I would be considering just jamming it with 8 bigs with Jack 10 offsuit. And,
Yeah.
I mean, I would have gotten stacked. So, what do I know?
No, I agree with you, though. It's nice to just get that extra fold equity.
Yeah, I mean,
you
you
don't
could-
really want to play a pot with 8 big blinds.
Yeah, I mean, you definitely have a lot of immediate fold equity versus queen and king highs. I
Yeah.
think he's going to be calling most of his ace highs versus jam, but
Maybe not,
maybe
though,
not.
because
Maybe not
it's
ace 2,
4
maybe
people
not ace
left.
3. I mean, B does seem like he's willing to put it in.
But the thing is, people are so risk averse, especially this late in tournaments.
Yeah, exactly, which is why I typically lean jam. But then
Yeah.
you can't get away because I think he's
Once
jamming the
someone
big
wakes up.
blind super tight. So by min raising, you then in turn can fold because you know he's only raising tight.
Yeah.
Here goes
And here we
Cruz.
go.
Yes,
I like this
jam
jam.
too. Yeah.
Chris just snapped, oh, never mind. Chris didn't have that hand. B has ace 6 of hearts, and he's going to think about it. Lets it go, though.
And Jake is not calling.
Yeah.
Nope.
He hands this big blind over to Cruz, and Cruz is going to have to put that one right back in, right this hand, because he is big blind again.
Yeah, very happy to see some folds there with ace 8 offsuit. Very hard hand to play as a min raise.
You pretty much get a free rotation of cards when you win a pot like that. He gets like 5 more free hands without having to put in any of his
So
chips.
as we see the stack sizes here, Jake, Cruz are tied, and we have 2 players at the very top of our leaderboard. As we can see, Chris and B both have near 1.5 million. So there's basically 2 teams Let's see who is going to be the last one standing in the next gen poker tournament. I feel like
Look at that. There he goes
that's
again.
Another 3 and change X open.
man, it's savage.
Like, it just handicaps all the other players, I think, till they make a stand.
B was feeling saucy with the King 6-0. Cruz with the hand that knocked me out of this tournament. So, fun fact, I jammed 15 bigs, and I got called with the 10-4 off. 15?
That's a lot.
15
That's a lot
bigs?
of them. That's
15?
double-digit big
He
blinds,
snapped
actually.
me, too. Actually, the guy that busted me said that you busted him out.
Me?
Jello.
Me?
I was like, I didn't eliminate anyone today.
He said you had pocket Jellos?
Yeah, I did. I don't remember what he had, though. But, yeah, I did win.
You busted someone pocket Jellos?
Pocket jacks, yeah. It was nice.
That makes sense.
Or I think I just held on. I might have busted a short stack. Something like that. I don't know. I won the pot.
Scott says that Aggie is not a chopper.
Oh, nice.
That's what we like to hear.
That
Let's
is
go.
actually. Oh, we're gonna get it. It's gonna play all the way out. Aggie's not gonna chop.
I love to hear that. See what Jake decides to do here on the button. Ace-8 offsuit. These are the types of hands I'd be jamming.
Me too.
Because when you open and
I mean,
say Cruz goes all in here.
Let's play post flop versus big blind. What flop do we want? I mean, we need an ace high board. It's so hard to.
Yeah.
Yeah. And our C bet would be tiny
Cruz
relative
is.
to
Wow.
the pot.
Yeah, I mean, he's gonna take it down.
Yeah, I mean, I don't mind that fold by Cruz. I think I'd find myself ripping it if I had a little bit more. Just sucks because you have no fold equity at that point, I don't think. But we are down to 4 final contestants.
So here are the pay jumps. We're looking at a almost $500 pay jump from 4th to 3rd place. So it is becoming a legitimate sweat. That would be 5 bolts in this tournament. Really, really good value. Hopping in these two $1,700, $2,000, $3,000, and $5,000 marks for a $100 entry. Guys, come out here on a Sunday, 2 p.m. Play a little quick tournament.
Build your entire bankroll.
I will tell you that it's going to take a little bit of luck to win, but there are so many mistakes being made that it's very achievable. I mean, I truly believe that one of us is going to do it. I mean, Jack finally got our first cash. So let's
after
honestly,
double-digit
it didn't
bullets.
feel that hard. I actually lost quite a bit of all-ins and was just kind of hanging in there. But no massive pots my way. I felt like if I could have won one massive pot, I could have maybe cruised to the final.
Yeah,
table.
it just seems like if you get a lot of good hands in these tournaments, you're going to do well.
Yeah,
Because
totally.
people just don't fold. So it went early position raised to like 2 bigs, small blind call, and I had pocket 9s in the big blind with like 30 bigs. And I'm just like, I'm shoving. Like, you know, like I'm not seeing a flop here. I don't want to set mine this short. I think I've got the best hand. I show the best hand. And it's just like, ace jack off snaps me for 30 bigs. It's just like, no respect.
Let's take a little selfie for the Instagram.
Cruz, I like the jam. Ace jack offsuit. Clear all in here as, let's see if he's got any hands I can call him. Nope. He's going to take this one down.
Cruz was loving that.
I really like the way that the last 5 players has tuned out. This has become a really entertaining stream.
Yeah.
We have a very big sweat for first place. Everyone here, you could tell, really wants that prize. And you can't blame them. $5,000. I could change your, I mean.
If you had to pick one player who you think is going to win, who would you choose right now?
I'm going to choose one of the 2 that have the big stacks. Chris.
I also want to say Chris. I think that he really has the most fearlessness out of all the players from what I've seen. Really not afraid to put other players in tough spots and risk some chips.
And I made that prediction before he looked down at ace queen offsuit.
250. Look at that big open.
250?
I told you he was going to make it hard on the other players. Really
Wow.
opened big. And look at that. He just gets snap folds. I mean, no one had anything again, but it's just,
And he shows, too.
yeah. He's like, yep, I had a monster, guys. Just fold when I make it 250.
Yeah, I mean, that could buy him some respect for that big raise later on. As we see, he has been raising big every time. Cruz is getting short here. Jake is also getting a little short. Not much for both players, but Jake is in the lead with ace high here. It looks like he's going to check. He's going to win this hand.
Sure. King is always such a pleasure to be in the box during these live streams.
I was about to say, King has a very infectious laugh.
Yeah.
People are asking him about, like in the 80s, they were asking him, do you think you could make blazings out today? He says, I couldn't have made it back then. He almost did.
Here we see Jake with ace jack offsuit under the gun. He will be pumping it up, and Cruz might be giving him some trouble.
Look at that. Jake's taking a little piece out of Aggie Chris's book. Raising to 250.
Raising to over 4x and 6s, a hand that is ahead of ace jack, folds on the button.
Yeah, doesn't give him any trouble. Rather than having to take a flip for half a stack, he just collects 2.5 big blinds just because he changed his open size. Look at that.
Yeah, I think tournaments are so cool. I really think there's so much to learn and so many multi-facets.
I'm really starting to like that big raise exploit, especially against these types of player pools.
Get out of my pot.
I don't know if it's going to work in like really big tournaments with some really strong like player pools of like professionals, essentially, like in Vegas. Maybe it will. Maybe it'll work even better. But
how dare you assume that all 4 of these players are not professional poker players?
They might be. I'm just thinking, if I'm a professional tournament player, I'll be in Vegas.
Okay, so I actually talked about this recently as we see Chris opening up the King Jack to a rather big sizing. And
over 4x. This is wild.
This is savage.
And here we go again with pocket threes, a hand that is ahead of King Jack.
And the tough part is B doesn't want to risk a stack against the only person that covers him right now.
I'm folding for sure.
Me too.
I mean,
a shove would just be so sick.
I mean, a 4x open. What are you going to do with pocket threes? You don't want to set behind.
Yeah.
You have no playability post out of position. I mean, the only thing you can do is rip it or fold.
Yeah,
if he did rip it, he would get a fold here, but obviously we don't know.
Mm-hmm.
I actually, given the fact that Chris has been limping button a few times, I'm actually going to, when people limp and raise instead of just raise, well, now you can kind of segment their range pretty obviously. Like, okay, he didn't limp, so he doesn't have that bad a hand, right? That's kind of like my initial opinion. So people are limping and they're limping their medium hands and they're raising their best hands. So when they limp, they've got a very middle hand, and when they raise, they're nearer to the top of their range.
Yeah.
And King Jack offsuit is pretty close to the top of a button range.
Totally.
Man, guys, I just wish I would go deep in one of these tournaments.
Me too.
It's such a bummer.
I want to be at this
I
final table.
rebought and played one hand. My rebuy was one hand.
The pocket sevens?
Yeah, no, ace-6.
Oh. That's tough.
Du Bois limps cutoff with 15
Oh, Du Bois was playing?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Du Bois was at the bomb pot table too today.
Nice.
Oh, I didn't even see him.
Du Bois the GOAT.
Aggie Chris is waking up with hands. I do have to say that. And look, he's going to up his sizing a little bit more now.
Oh my gosh, this is disgusting.
And pocket
and look,
twos.
it's going to happen again with a hand that is already a pair.
I mean, Chris is
Not
putting
gonna
on
want
a
a battle.
show for us, ladies and gentlemen.
Yeah.
Aggie Chris is putting on a absolute dime of a performance on here in the final.
I think the word you're looking for is he's putting on a clinic.
Putting on a clinic.
Jake is just like, you've got to be kidding me. This guy keeps raising so big, and now I
Jake's
have a
in the
pocket
gutter.
pair, dude. Should I just... no.
Jake is in the gutter.
Yeah,
It's like, screw this guy, Chris. He keeps on raising.
Aggression.
I want to skip Chris.
Oh, it looks like B was talking about the pocket threes dilemma.
I don't want to have to run against pocket deuces there, but I might would have had to run with you.
Looks like B is off the table.
This is not the time to miss a hand.
Yeah, I don't care how bad I have to go pee.
Yeah.
Just not leaving the final table.
Yeah, because your hand is immediately killed if you're not seated during the deal. Oh, and look at that. He would have had ace queen. The
Ace queen.
best hand he's gotten dealt all final table, and he would have stacked Cruz for sure here with king jack.
Now, what do you do here if you're Aggie Chris after this 4 big blind shove?
Fold.
Yeah. It sucks, and you want to call because you're a big stack, but
I mean, he called Jack 4 offsuit earlier, but it doesn't look like he's calling now.
queen 2 is just pretty damn bad. I called off here in a spot similar to this with 9-3 suited, actually. But it was only 3 big blinds.
Yeah, but not on the final table.
Yeah, not on the final table. That's right.
This is a very friendly table.
Mm-hmm.
They're all showing their hands.
They're all
Lot of
showing.
love.
They're all telling each other, actually,
I would
too.
never tell people what I had at this stake, at this level.
What you had, I would have called. I don't need to punt off another 230 with the
Chris says he's done punting.
I'm really rooting for Jake here. Chris and Jake.
Chris and Jake.
B, you missed a hand. I can't forgive you for that.
Cruz was at my first table, actually. Very first table of the night.
Chris again, dude.
Definitely going to raise. Let's see his sizing. Oh, my gosh.
Limps it now. Playing
Limbs.
tricky.
Little blind versus blind trickery here.
Oh.
And he baits B into raising with a worse hand.
Please check. Please re-raise.
Nope.
And we just call.
Wow, that's actually surprising, too. I thought he was limp trapping.
Yeah, me too.
I mean, it's a hard hand to limp trap because it's not that strong, so you don't feel that comfortable raising and getting called. And now you're out of position with king queen offsuit, which is why I just actually like just raising here
Yeah.
and playing a raised pot with a strong hand. And what do I know as he flops king 4-3? Now he's super comfortable.
Now we get to just sit
Such a
back.
gin flop.
Let
Yes.
B bet.
What?
Goes for the immediate check raise, potentially giving B room to get out of here.
Let's hear this table talk.
You'll acknowledge it, he knows. There might be a decent tip in it for him. Somewhere along the way.
I love Chris's table talk.
I can catch a tip later.
Whoa.
We won't tell anybody about that.
Did you hear that one, guys?
No, what did he say?
He's like, you might catch a tip later. You'll catch a tip later, and then he's like, we won't have to tell anyone about that tip.
Aggie Chris.
Wow. That's a good fold by B, though. I mean, it's a tough spot. There's a flusher out there. He's got second pair with a queen high kicker, you know.
Here's
Pretty
why-
good hand.
Here's
blind
why
versus blind.
poker is so interesting. I would have played in Chris's shoes every single decision differently.
Yeah, every single one.
Every single decision he made, I would have chosen B. He choose A, I choose B. Every single decision. And that's why poker's such an interesting game. Because he obviously has reasons for what he's doing. He's like, okay, I'm going to be limping and calling my best hands here, king, queen. And playing a pot here, hope to hit a king or queen, and bang, smash it. And then he wants to raise to protect his hand. I mean, it's just a total different set of thinking about poker. And that's why this game is like, whenever I like try to make like really bold predictions, I'm like constantly reminded like you can't make too big of assumptions in this game because it's a game of imperfect information. There's always gonna be information you're not gonna know.
Totally. And it looks like Chris has established this opening size normalities here because B
It's getting
again,
bigger and bigger.
Yeah, it's
280.
slowly going up and up.
So we're almost at 5x.
I love all the gambling going on in the chat. Just the ouch, the GG, the that hurts.
Good fold,
You
Jake.
don't want to go. I mean, 4x open. You don't want to commit that much of your stack, even though you do have position.
Looks like B showed his hand again. Very friendly table, like you were saying.
Looks like the blinds are going to be going up as the pressure is on for Cruz to get a double here, or he's going to be eliminated in fourth place. Jake, B, and Chris all fighting for that first place prize. Chris has a dominant chip lead right now. He's 2-1 versus second place, 5-1 versus Cruz.
You know, he's got exactly 50% of the chips out there, actually.
And
He's got 2 million.
actually, I'm like fully pushing for Chris because he just said, "No, I'm trying to play." So they were discussing that C word.
Apparently, were you here then when
Yeah.
Rosey said he doesn't chop? Yeah, pretty sweet.
Yeah, we just need Chris to make the final table every time.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Final 2 every time.
Or one of us. Yeah.
Wow,
why
very
can't-
interesting that he's just like, if I'm Jake here, I'm putting Cruz to the test for like literally every hand I have. Especially because I know Cruz is the tightest player at the table. He's really not been playing too many hands, getting out of line.
I mean, now you have to play king high, which is almost always the best hand out of position.
Yeah, and if you're Cruz here, you might take a stab at it occasionally. You've got 2 blind. You had to commit your blind plus ante. Yeah, go for it.
Here it comes.
Oh, and Jake's going to give it to him.
See, we're really seeing the power of aggression here today.
Even with the gut shot, he's not going to continue, given that there's 3 diamonds on the board. Cruz just takes down a massive pot. He should not have won that hand.
With the nut low,
Yeah.
doubles his stack almost.
Yes,
pretty
we
much.
are seeing a lot of game theory mistakes, but I don't think that you should be. I don't think that GTO is necessarily like the. First off, it's impossible to replicate perfectly. Second, it's not always the best play, like given the player pools aren't playing GTO. So
No,
it's not robot versus robot. It's person versus player, player versus player.
Yeah, I mean, a big part of our learning in poker was learning to play more exploitative. Once we got that foundation of GTO, learning how to deviate, when to deviate, and learning that you deviate pretty often when games are crazy.
Yeah, and it's important to learn that base strategy, which I still feel like I'm trying to learn. Because there's so many spots, like, I didn't play too many hands, so I was thinking I was going to get a lot of respect. I'm playing 1-3, goes early position raise to 20, 1 person call. And I had king queen offsuit on the button. So versus early position raise and call. Do you ever 3-bet king queen offsuit on the button?
Early position,
Raise to 20, like a hijack call, and you have king queen offsuit on the button.
yeah, I think I'd rather 3-bet it than call. Yeah.
Yeah. But like I just don't know the basic strategy well enough. I was like, Frankie, what's the strategy here? Call or raise? To me, folding was out of the question. But it shouldn't be.
Yeah, I don't think it necessarily should be out of the question.
What was the spot
What did you
again?
end up doing?
I flatted, which I don't really like.
What was the spot again?
It was early position raise to 20, hijack call. I'm on the button with king queen offsuit. We're playing.
Why can't you call? You're in position. You have a good hand of flops. Well,
Well, here's
can't
like,
defend a 4-bet.
Well, here's like where I wanted to make the exact example of what I'm saying. It's good to know what the base strategy is, and then you can exploit. So my thought 1 is, okay, what's the GTO play here? Like, what is the correct play? What do I do with king queen offsuit here in most cases? Do I 3-bet, do I fold, or do I call? Like, I just want to know what the percentages are, like 50% raise, 50% call, like 10% fold, whatever.
I would guess it raises super tight versus early position raises and a call.
You could, by
I'll bet ace jack
like, I'd
offsuit,
rather
ace queen
call with
offsuit.
king queen suited on the button and use king queen offsuit as my 3-bet bluff.
Totally.
Because you play, like if you play like you have kings or queens, you're never flatting kings or queens on the button. So like I'm turning my king queen offsuit into a bluff because it's like kings or queens. It blocks the best possible hands you could have. That's what I was thinking all in the moment. I got scared and I called. Flop came king 5, so I was chilling.
Nice.
That always helps.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then I love
And-
the fact that I just called.
I'm thinking we're gonna see an all-in here. We see Aggie
Speaking of
Chris
all the
open on the
kings.
button. Jake's got king queen himself in the big blind. What's he gonna do? He rips it.
And Chris is going to think.
He hates it, but this is one of the downsides as to opening so big is now you kind of price yourself in with these marginal hands for shoves.
This is actually the first time we're seeing this big open come back to bite at Chris at this final table.
I mean, you're saying it's coming back to bite him. He's going to call and like bink a 10.
Yeah, we do know that's gonna happen.
Yeah,
right?
let's just wait, be results oriented, and then we'll be chilling like a villain.
Yeah, it's hard to be wrong when you're results oriented.
Yeah, in poker, you just have to like.
Here, let's.
Good news, you're ahead. I call. Oh,
You're ahead. I call.
king 10 offsuit.
Chris is funny. Chris is funny.
You love king 10. No, I mean, but it's a good hand that I can raise with.
Oh, a little needle.
That's an
Oh my gosh.
Binkarooski.
What a flop for us.
King Queen is open-ended. And it does not matter.
Sorry, man.
No, it's all good. I mean, that's the right call.
Of course it is. You played it perfect, and I just.
Yeah.
But you understand why I'm ready.
Hey,
right?
oh, yeah.
Gotta justify the play.
no,
Oh, he's good.
Talk to you later, man.
All right, brother. Have a good one. Congratulations.
Thanks.
Congratulations to Jake for winning almost $2,000, and now we are down to 3 players remaining. As you can see, Jake got 1734. That is a 17x, near 17x on his buy-in. Very, very happy for Jake. He played it, as well as you can. I think he played a very strong final table.
Yep. Jake was my fan favorite. He was at my original table, so it's cool to see him make that journey to the end. We actually started early, and so we were 4-handed to start, and he was one of the 4 at my table.
Wow, and Chris, after winning that pot, is in a commanding chip lead. Let's see the stack sizes real quick as we have 3 final players. I know Cruz is getting very short here. That's the wrong button. Here we go. Here's the stack sizes coming right up for you, Chris. 2.6 million. B near 1 million, and Cruz is at a very short 275K.
Cruz has got to be stoked, though. That was a huge pay jump for him with only 3 big blinds. One of the other stacks falls short.
Yep.
It's got to feel great. And now he's just happy to get it in. He doesn't have much.
And here we go. We're off to the races again.
And now he's going to run it as a 56% favorite.
And that's what you get for playing tight. I mean, he really picked his spots, and yeah, we'll see how it goes. Uh-oh.
There's
Oh, wow.
2
Trips.
queens.
Flops
on
him
this
pretty
flop.
much dead.
Give me 10. Oh,
He
no,
can't
10.
get a 10, so
Oh,
he's
yeah,
dead.
never
Yeah.
mind. Yeah, he's dead.
And that is it.
GG to Cruz. Very well played. Congratulations. You are getting a very, very nice score on a $130 buy-in.
Let's see if they talk about chops. I want to hear Aggie say no chop.
Button is on the 2.
I'm okay with playing. Truthfully, if the worst thing that happens to me today is I make $3,300 for fucking around playing cards, I'm kind of okay with it. Yes, that's it. It's no problem. Yeah.
Let's go,
Okay,
Chris.
if I come to wherever this one is.
Actually, that's even better. You go to right here.
Let's go. We're playing down to a winner, baby.
Aggie Chris. Aggie
Let's
Chris
go.
is ensuring our first ever no chop final table at our
So
next
we have a
meetup game.
little graphic mistake. It says B here as 3rd place for $2,366. That actually is awarded to Cruz, who's at that payout table right now. And wow, our first ever heads up next gen meetup tournament match. Let's freaking go.
Let's go.
Yeah, you love
Let's
to see it.
go.
Big shout
Dude,
out to
I'm
Aggie
hyped
Chris.
up.
And
Let's
shout out
go.
to B. These final 2 people. There were 204 people.
You know,
204 entrants.
I'm thinking we got to get one of them something, whoever wins, because I think we need to reward them for not chopping this one up. I think that we need
I mean,
to
I think
do
Chris
something.
has guaranteed himself a next gen poker merchandise.
I'm down.
I'm down to
I'm down to give B one too. B was
Yeah.
said I'm fine with it. Like
Yeah.
he didn't really push for the chop either. So
Oh yeah, no, B can get one too.
No, I think
Yeah.
we'll definitely have something in store for both.
shout out to these 2 fine gentlemen.
Yeah, I just want to say to everyone watching, 110 of you guys, I hope that most of you guys are Dallas locals because here is information just for you. As I was here at the meetup game tournament, I was just giving out. Just someone busts me, I give him a shirt, okay? So if you come to these next gen poker meetup games, you might win yourself a new next gen merchandise. I know that Poker House gave away 3 monthly memberships, 3 sweatshirts to anyone that busted next gen poker members. Kitty Co came and she gave 4 bounties from her own wallet.
That is not.
Did she give a bounty
Wait,
each
check
time?
this out. Oh, we had just had our first all in from B with pocket deuces.
Oh wow.
Savage. I love the shove.
Sorry to cut you off there, but yeah, she did give 4 bounties. That was pretty sweet.
She flew in and she gave 4 bounties away. 4 people won $130 bounties from her today.
That is pretty damn cool. Shout out to you, Kitty, if you're watching.
I think she might be playing the 50-100 in the private room.
Really?
Is she actually?
Yeah.
Oh, that's awesome. Dang, I'm hyped up for this. This makes me want to get like a next gen belt for this tournament.
I don't
or
know
something.
why I felt even a slight bit of jealousy when DJ and Chris comes out and he's like, yeah, I'm playing the 50-100 and I'm like just playing my 1-3 game. I'm just like, damn, like.
How do you get the invite to that game? What's the deal with that?
Dude, Chris runs the game.
Oh, it's his game?
It's his private
What?
game. So he gets the invite to his own game.
Naturally.
I mean, he's 18 years old. He's playing 50, 100. Obviously, he deserves every single bit of being at that stage, and I honestly haven't put the hours in that he has to get to that level.
He's so cool.
So there's absolutely zero part of me that should be jealous at all. But, you know, when I'm playing 1-3, a friend of mine's playing 50, 100, it's hard to not feel like you want to be in that booth with him. You want to be at the big stage with him, and I'm sure that at some point I will be there. I'm positive. Guys, put your stock in Next Gen Poker. All of us are well on our way to hopefully high stakes.
Oh, yeah, baby.
Oh, yeah.
You'll see us in them nosebleeds. I'm trying to get a picture of these two final tablists for our Instagram story.
That was such a legendary quote by Chris, who's like, if the worst thing that's happened to me on a Sunday is I make $3,300 playing poker, it's not that bad of a day. Pretty sweet.
Yeah, Chris is very, very funny.
Mm-hmm.
Super happy for him.
Yeah, great attitude, too.
Someone that you want to gamble with. I
Totally.
mean, you know, some people you just really enjoy gambling with.
And here we go. Down to 2.
Hand number 2, pocket tens. Let's see if he looks like, oh my gosh, he's trapping.
And I know B likes to
is
get out of line with
juicy.
some bad hands.
This is, oh wow, this is a perfect time to trap versus 7 deuce. He's got him in bad shape.
Mm-hmm.
Hopefully 7 deuce comes and he can get paid. Oh gosh, maybe it's bad to root for someone. Should I be totally impartial?
I think we've already established our love for both of these gentlemen. They're not chopping. They're playing it out. You know,
I'm definitely a lot of love goes to both players here. As we can see, these guys decided to fight for the first place prize, which is $5,303. Second place gets $3,200. So obviously, we have a pretty big heads-up game right
playing
here.
heads up
They're
for
playing for $2,000. They are playing for $2,000 right now, ladies and gentlemen. Make sure to leave a like on the stream, subscribe to Poker House. Helps out their channel a lot, and I know that they're trying to hit the next goal of their subscriber counts. They'll be doing some giveaways if you guys hit that. So go hit that subscribe button, hit that like button. I know that they appreciate it.
Totally.
And we have a amazing Next Gen Poker YouTube video coming out soon too.
Oh, I'm excited.
Here, turn this one up.
Yeah. We got 255,000 total. Call 255,000.
So this went B limped. Chris decided to take the aggressive route and go for a raise to 255,000, and B called. So we have one hand slightly dominated. I'm sure that having the betting lead in the situation is going to be extremely valuable.
Yeah.
This is where I just don't really know my own strategy here. Like King 5 suited seems fine just to check back instead of betting of re-raising preflop. And this is obviously going to be a pretty scary bet for B. He's got the gut shot straight draw. He doesn't have the backdoor hearts. He blocks 8-10, which is a good thing going for him, but
You
not
can
very
just tell he doesn't
likely.
like it.
Not very likely that Chris is going to be raising 8-10 anyway. So B doesn't look very comfortable here. He is in position, but I think that both these players are in an uncomfortable spot just playing heads up right now.
Yeah.
Like most people never play heads up. So if you guys are really avid poker fans, nice bet from Chris. He's going to take this one down with the worst hand. If you guys are really avid poker fans, I would suggest just playing a little bit of heads up so when you get to this spot, you are ready for it. I know that's something that I need to do myself.
Yeah, I
boys.
don't know anything
Like
about
I literally
heads up.
never play heads up. So we need to be ready just in case like we go deep.
Yeah.
We want to look smart.
I feel like I'm just going to be ripping it all the time.
Just rip it.
Ripping it.
4-3 offsuit. Just give it a go.
Yeah, any hand's got
Had a
equity.
feeling. Blocking pocket fours, pocket threes.
Exactly.
You always have like a good amount of percent equity regardless, you know.
Yeah, and you got a ton of fold equity.
You have more than 0. You never are drawing dead pre-flop.
It's true.
That's why I keep playing.
But you're drawing dead if you fold, so.
There it is. Speaking into existence, that 4-3-0. Chris ain't folding. Wow, 7 deuce offsuit in the first four twice in the first 4 hands is a brutal cooler.
Got to be like, what?
Like that is
going on?
disgusting. That is so disgusting. Let's see if Chris can take it down here. He has a stronger range given that he limped in here and B just checked. So he does have slightly a stronger range, but B does not care. He's going for that lead. He's got nothing right now. He's got the backdoor hard draw, and Chris is going to quickly fold. So he does win with 7-2. Nice.
There we go, B.
You do not need the best hand to win in poker. Do you guys know that?
Especially heads up. I feel like it's a lot about just like who's betting is often winning the pot.
Oh yeah.
But then when I bet as a bluff, I feel like I punted.
Yeah.
And when
me
they
too.
call, you know?
Yeah, dude, bluffing's hard.
The moral dilemma right there.
Our next YouTube video is we actually have a really exciting challenge from the last Saturday Sunday live stream coming out this Wednesday. But the next video is we have a challenge who can get the best, sickest bluff through. And that is also going to be followed with a punishment to the person. Actually, it's more of a reward to the person who wins that challenge.
Yep.
The other two are punished. As we are kind of moving Next Gen Poker into a challenge and storyline-based vlog, which we're really excited about. One thing that is very unique about us is that we're a team and we're all best friends. So that combines for a lot of potential cool content. All of us enjoy, I don't want to say acting, but getting in the...
Yeah, no, I think you guys are going to see some funny things we've shot
We
recently.
scripted some things recently. We've done some fun, just actual, like, writing a script and playing some scenes out. It's been really fun. And obviously, when you have three guys who just enjoy each other's company, it comes for some really funny content, too. So make sure you're watching. Make sure to subscribe to Next Gen Poker on YouTube. Make sure to subscribe to Poker House Live. A lot of cool and huge streams coming on this channel. Oh, and P goes for a shove with King 9 off. I really like that play with 15 bigs. It's a very hard hand to play as a raise, and they call.
So wait, he just open shipped it on the button?
It went limp, and he shoved.
Nice, yeah. I mean,
Yeah, it's beautiful.
the
But-
scary part is
but
Chris did just show he limp trapped.
tens. Yes, yes. Chris is very...
He's got some strong hands in that limping range.
Yeah.
Yeah, I do like how Chris has played so far
For
this
sure.
stream.
So we have seen him limp pocket tens and 4-3 offsuit. So
Yep.
it's wide range.
Balanced.
Yes. Okay. B's got another real hand in this spot. He's got a little bit better, 1 pip higher. Let's see if he goes for a jam or raise.
I think I'd just jam again.
Yeah, because I want to take a post versus Chris. Chris looks like... I mean, he can't call right now.
He's already
right?
given up the strength
you've
of his
given up the
hand.
strength
Yeah.
of your hand.
He
If you
started
call
to
him now...
It's literally the same thing I had last hand. Queen 6 offsuit. No, it's your hand. Whatever. I know. It's just I'm not looking to go broke with Queen 6 offsuit. No, I know. Same is funny. It's like the hand you always play with. Tonight, I've seen it. Sure. One too many times. Well, honestly, it's a question of how many people are at the table, what kind of stack do you have, what are they thinking about with the stack they have.
No, I was just like it because last time you did that, he folded up against King Queen. So
Yeah.
seems like a lucky hand tonight.
These players seem to know much more about tournaments than we do, so
As we saw, Chris gave us a little insight into his strategy.
Yeah.
He said, I'm not just playing King 10 offsuit, buddy. I'm playing here depending on what the other people in the game are doing.
yeah.
Just let him know.
He's like, buddy.
Buddy,
I'm
come
not,
on.
I'm not just playing.
Buddy, I
cards.
ain't just
I'm
some
playing
King 10 fan.
configurations.
Yeah, I ain't just some fan of King 10. I play my spots,
Yeah.
buddy.
He's like, I could care less what my cards are.
Savage. Let's see if Chris goes for a C-bet here. He doesn't.
He
Taking
limped, so. Oh.
That's a great card for him.
Oh, yeah. Maybe B will go at it. Nope.
B has actually timed his bluffs really well, I must say. It's not that he's being aggressive, but
See, I think I'd try to poke and prod a little bit too much in these spots where we're heads up in a pot. I'm just like, oh, this guy doesn't have anything. And
yeah, when the
I wanna
flop
poke
checks
at
through,
it.
you just want to stab on the turn, right?
Yeah.
Is that what you're saying?
Yeah. Final two, this next gen meetup game tournament. We smashed the guarantee yet again. Actually, over doubled it. So $20,000 prize pool, pretty sweet for a $130 buy-in tournament. Best value tournament in all of Texas, in my opinion.
That's what they're saying.
That is what they're saying. I heard the cool kids say that the other day. What is Chris saying?
I don't know. Chris needs a podcast. I'm here for the Aggie Chris show.
Wow. A
Oh,
raise and a snap call.
200,000 call immediately.
I mean, he has 4-3 suited.
Yeah.
He has your hand, but suited.
Yeah, I don't play that.
You don't play 4-3 suited?
No.
I snap
It's too
raise that.
easy.
I
Yeah.
snap raise that you.
You can only make one flush.
Oh, that's a good.
Oh my gosh,
That is a
straight versus
juicy
flush
flop.
draw.
We might get it all in here.
Could this be the hand?
Oh, it is.
He checked, he jammed.
Oh, boys.
Here we go.
The
We're
first
all in.
ever
We're all
heads
in.
up, all in elimination on the rise.
It's gonna go diamond, diamond.
Here's the river. Oh, we have a winner.
And that is it, ladies and gentlemen. Aggie Chris,
Congratulations to Aggie Chris.
the first ever fully played through winner of the Next Gen
I
Poker
am
Tournament.
positive that Chris came to this tournament to support us, support Next Gen Poker. I really, really am super happy for Aggie Chris. In just, 8 hours? Not even. In 7 hours, he won $5,000. Congratulations to Chris.
That is a
Hope to
pretty
see you guys here
Good hourly.
at the next tournament. $130, Savage. Oh, not Savage Sunday. But it's a Sunday Next Gen Poker Tournament nonetheless.
And a
We're
congratulations to B as well
Definitely.
for second place.
And there's absolutely nothing to be disappointed about because he won $3,000 today.
Yeah.
So very happy for B, very happy for Chris.
Yeah, and that is going to be it from us here at Next Gen. I'm Jello. This is Rosey.
And look
this
who's
is Frankie.
coming in the booth.
Hey, look who we have.
Yes.
Aggie Chris, come on, step
something.
in here.
Oh my goodness, the champ himself making an appearance in the booth.
Come sit down.
How you guys doing?
Oh,
Good.
we are
So just put
good.
this on, and you're already mic'd up, so you're good.
Get in the inner sanctum in there.
Oh my God,
Aggie Chris, walk us through what's going through your head right now. Congratulations.
Truth is, I felt like I played pretty well today, but there was about an hour and a half, 2 hours there where I got smashed over the head with the deck. Any idiot could have won with a bunch of the cards I had.
No, but we thought you were playing great as well.
No, yeah, we really liked your large open sizings on the final table. You were really putting pressure on your opponents, which we liked.
You know, it's funny because a lot of people feel like the best way to play things is, oh, I've got a good hand. I want my opponents to call so we can see a flop and go from there. Truth is, I'd rather just take the blinds and do that over and over and over, never see a flop. And by the time you get around to figuring out that you're short, I don't care.
Yeah, no, and you so many times would get hands that had more equity than you to fold with your big opens.
You got a lot of small pocket pairs to fold. It's like pocket twos, pocket threes, several times folded to you when you made it like
Had
3
like
to
king
4
jack
big
or king
blinds.
10. Yeah, they were talking about it. But
Yeah, no, I thought you played great, and I'm happy for you that you won because you actually busted me out of the tournament when you had Ace King. So
Yeah, you
I'm
had
glad
Ace
to
10,
say
right?
Ace Jack, but I'm glad to say I lost to the winner. So congratulations!
Worked out.
We thought you played amazing,
and we appreciate you not chopping this one up. You playing to the end.
you know, it's not that I never chop, but I'm kind of okay with just seeing what happens.
Yeah. We thought you had a legendary quote. If the worst thing that happens to me on a Sunday is I make $3,300 playing cards, so be it.
Not so bad.
Yeah, totally.
That's awesome, man. Well, congratulations again. We really appreciate you coming out.
No, I appreciate it.
And we
guys.
hope to see you again. Maybe get that second championship.
Here's the thing. It's if I can get off early on Sundays like I did today, and you guys are doing this on the regular, I'll be here.
Awesome.
Definitely. Awesome.
And we are
I
actually
love Katie's game, and this thing's set up more or less the same way. So yeah, I'm in.
beautiful. And we are actually going to give you a piece of Next Gen merchandise as a thank
Nice.
you from us for not chopping it up, playing it out, and being the first official no chop winner of the
There you
Next
go.
Gen tournament.
All right, guys.
Well, we thought you played great. Congratulations, Chris, and we'll go take a winner's photo right now as
There we
well.
go.
Thank you to everyone watching, and congratulations to Chris once more. We're going to peace out now.
Yes, congratulations to B as well and everyone else who cashed, including you, Jack.
Oh, yeah.
We'll
Big
see you
money.
guys in the next one.
Peace.